Boxing this afternoon, guys. Thanks for joining me. Listen, there's words through the grapevine. Francis Ngannou is coming up next. Boxing is going to boxing, guys. Boxing, boxing, boxing. Francis won a record and said that his next is going to be a boxing, not MMA. We saw what Francis did the last time he stepped in the octagon. We know what happened. Knockout, first round. Just took Ferrari out, guys. Listen, he called out Deontay Wilder. Also, there is rumors, according to Deontay Wilder manager, there is some works. Deontay Wilder trainer claimed that there have been some talking. There've been some talking with Francis Ngannou, after the clash with Tyson Fury. But we're gonna see if this fight will come through. But Francis is calling out Deontay Wilder. We want to know if this fight gonna go down, guys. Listen, that is a very good fight, man. And you see these two. The thing with Deontay Wilder, we know he's a Bronx bomber. He have that right hand eliminator. We don't know who punched harder, either Francis or Deontay Wilder, but I'm betting on Francis, guys. I'm betting on Francis that Francis is a harder hitting puncher. And also, Deontay Wilder, man, been to a lot of wars over the last couple of years, man. We saw the war he went to Tyson Fury, guys. That was a war. And the last fight, Deontay Wilder had, man, he got knocked out, guys. I forgot the name of that guy. What's his name? Big dude, man, 41 years old. I forgot his name. But he knocked out Deontay Wilder, turned him completely around the other way, guys. Do you guys remember that fight? But, taking nothing away from Deontay Wilder, he's a brawler. He's not a boxer. I think Deontay Wilder should have kept Mark Breland. That was a big falling out. And we all know Mark Breland, one of the best guys who stepped in the ring. Right now, Deontay Wilder, man, he's on a losing streak. We had some issues, some domestic violence issue. He been staying low. Hopefully that issue been resolved. He's getting the proper help that he need. But Francis is a beast, guys. He's going up against Francis, the Predator Ngannou, guys. And Francis is is one of my best MMA fighter, guys. Away from, I have 3 fighters, all-time fighters on my list. John Jones, Francis Ngannou, and Alex Pereira. Those 3 fights have it. They are natural-born fighters. They have it. It is from above, guys. You cannot train for that. You have to born with that. And right now, Deontay Wilder, there's a strong possibility. I would love to see that match, but I think Francis. I'm looking at Francis' boxing skill, and we know Francis started out wanted to be a boxer because Mike Tyson was his mentor at that time, looking up to Iron Mike. And we saw what, Iron Mike, training with him and everything, showing him, some skills. Listen, I'm going to go on a record like this. I believe if Francis were winning boxing, he would have been a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, man, is just a brawler. He have that one hand that could just erase you, put you in another galaxy. But the skills, his technique, they are not the best. I think Francis' overall boxing skill is better than Deontay Wilder. I'm talking about jab, combination, moving. He's just a better skill. His skills, I think they're better than Deontay Wilder. And I really don't think Deontay Wilder could take one of Francis Ngannou punch. I really don't. Even the fight with Joshua, guys. Remember the fight with Anthony Joshua when Francis got knocked out? We saw it here. And Francis said that fight, I don't know what happened, but there was rumors and which was confirmed. Francis was at the gym, people. He was there for hours and hours and hours. There was rumors say he was there from 10 o'clock. And his fight didn't start till he was there for like 6-7 hours. He said he was sleepy, he was tired. He was saying, not that I'm making excuses, but he said when he was walking to the ring, he said, what's going on? His leg was tired. He didn't feel himself. I believe they did some okie doke, some, people in boxing is one of them, we all know what go down in boxing, guys. But I would love to see that fight. Shout out to Francis. We all know the Francis Ngannou story. You know what I mean? Left the UFC. Big up Francis. You know what I mean? I applaud him for what he did over the period of years with his career, leaving the UFC, proving them wrong. So now he's going back into boxing. Francis is 38 years old, guys. Not old, not young. But keep in mind, Francis did not took a lot of damage, especially in MMA or even in boxing, guys. Francis is 30 years old. His mind, he's still young in MMA years because he started when he was only like 27, 28 years old, guys. Francis just doing this for about 10 years. Everyone else doing for like 15, you know, or not the same time, but have more training into it. Francis just got put in it to make some money. Now he know he's good at it. But I believe Francis will knock out Deontay Wilder. I just think Francis right now, it just accumulating more skills. And that was another thing people were saying, oh, Ferrari going to knock him out. He's a big dude in Francis. And we saw what Francis do. Francis was stronger, punch harder. And same thing with Deontay Wilder. I don't think Deontay Wilder could match Francis, guys. I think Francis will knock him out. You know, I think that's an easier fight for Francis, you know, to take on. I think it will be an easier fight than what the fight went down with Tyson Fury, guys. I just think Francis is developing to be a very good overall athlete, man. He's very athletic, but I think he's going to do very good in his next boxing. He just keep getting improving. Same thing when he made his return back to MMA against Fury. People are saying, oh, Francis, what are you going to take him down? We saw what Francis did. And the last fight Francis had in the UFC was against Cyril Gane. And we know what happened. You know what I mean? Shout out to Francis. I applaud him. He's one of my best fighters, you know, in the UFC or PFL, in MMA period, guys. Thank you for joining. Got a lot, guys. Make sure you press like, share, to subscribe to videos, guys. Thank you very much. Until later. All right.